rather. Welcome back from that break. We apologize for the break in transmission. We were experiencing a little bit of technical glitches, but we are back to give you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. This is the Morning Bus Show. Right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the weather focus segment. Now, like I said earlier, today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. Now, Calabar is expected to experience a wet and humid day with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms at intervals. Temperatures will remain moderate with highs around 30 degrees Celsius and lows near 23 degrees Celsius. Residents should prepare for occasional downpours and wet road conditions. Now, in the morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., temperature range from 24 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. Now, the condition for the morning is mostly cloudy with a chance of light showers and developing in the morning. And we have rain chance around 40 to 60%. Now, the tip for the morning is if you're heading out early, carry an umbrella as showers may begin unexpectedly. Now, in the afternoon from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., temperature range from 28 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. The conditions for the afternoon is cloudy and humid with the highest likelihood of rainfall and isolated thunderstorms. Now, the rain chance for the afternoon will be around 70 to 90%. Now, the tip for the afternoon is outdoor activities may be disrupted by heavy showers. Motorists should exercise caution on slippery roads. Now, in the evening from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., temperature range from 24 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. The condition for the evening is continued cloudy skies with lingering showers in some areas. Now, the rain chance will be around 50 to 70%. The tip for the evening is expect damp conditions with reduced visibility in areas experiencing rainfall. Now, the general summary is temperature range from 23 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius all through the day. The overall rain chance will be around 70 to 90%. Now, its general condition will be cloudy, humid with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. General advisory is residents should keep rain gear handy, plan for possible delays due to wet weather, and stay updated on local weather advisories throughout the day. And that is the weather forecast for you this morning, right here on the Morning Buzz on Unico 103.5 FM. Ensure that you plan your day accordingly. Ensure that you go out with an umbrella, with a raincoat, anything that keeps you protected from the rain. It's very important because, like the weather forecast said, the rain can come unexpectedly. You might be thinking that it's going to be sunny. The weather might look really sunny and really bright, but before you know it, it just starts raining. So ensure that you plan your day accordingly. Ensure that you step out with everything that will keep you protected. Maybe a raincoat, an umbrella, just something that keeps you protected from the rain because it's very, very important.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's much can take on the weather focus segment right here on the Morning Boss of Unico 103.5 FM. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we'll move straight to the next segment of the show, which is the exchange rate segment. I'll leave you in the hands of Ed Sheeran. This one says Azizam. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. Welcome back from that short music break. Time check is 8 minutes past the hour of 8, and it's still the morning bus show right here on Unico 103.5 FM. And right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the exchange rate segment. And Obi Thompson will be taking us through that segment of the show. Obi Thompson, let's have it.
Okay, so welcome to the morning boss segments show that helps you and I plan our money, finances, our money, this one, our money. So we know how to plan this money and know how to spend it and know how to prepare ourselves. Remember, it's going to be a little bit of rainy day, and so very tough though. And if you do not know how to spend your money, it's going to be that saying that, oh, remember the rainy day, right? So it's going to really be tough out there. So let's quickly start with the Danish crown this morning. Don't forget that just one Danish crown is costing Nigeria so much money, like 210 naira, and then one Swiss francs is costing Nigeria 1,709 naira, and then one Saudi real is costing Nigeria 362 naira, and just one West African CFA is costing Nigeria just 2 naira, and then one Japanese yen is costing Nigeria just 8 naira, and then just one Chinese yuan, okay, is costing Nigeria 201 naira, and then just one South African rand is costing Nigeria 83 naira. It has actually increased. So we really thought that because of this recent xenophobic attack, okay, so we're going to have our currency competing so much with these guys out there. But then don't forget that just 1 pound sterling is costing Nigeria so much money, 1,823 naira, and so just 1 euro is costing Nigeria 1,575 naira. And then one US dollar has actually stepped down a little bit, just a naira down, but one US dollar is costing Nigeria 1,359 naira. So, and then there's this exchange swap. How do they even call it? Exchange swap they had, between Nigeria and Ethiopia. So would have felt that, oh, because of these, we're going to have our currency jump up. I don't know how our economics to our policymakers actually treat our Nigerian currency, but when I went through search, to say, oh, it has to do with forex, it has to do with, yeah, it has to do with how our economists, our policymakers are able to beach up and begin to bargain when it has to do with our currency values and all of that. But then that's pretty much what we're doing from the exchange rate segment.
All right, thank you very much, Thompson, for that one. That was the exchange rate segment. Right now, we're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the national holiday segment. I'll leave in the hands of Adele. This one says, Set fire to the rain. Stay very close to your radio set. I'll be back before you know it. Made by Adele. Welcome back from that short music break. Time check is 14 minutes past the hour of 8, and it's still the morning bus show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. All right, now we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the national holiday segment. Like I said earlier, today is the 16th day in the month of June 2026. Now, the first national holiday we have is International Day of the African Child. International Day of the African Child. I am an African child, you are an African child, and today we're celebrating ourselves as African children. There's this tenacity, there's just this panache, there's just this peculiarity that comes with being an African,
Yeah.
a child, an adult, an oldie, whatsoever. There's just this peculiarity that comes with being an African. There's this resilience, there's this intelligence, there's this tenacity that comes with being an African. And today we're celebrating all the African children in the world. They are amazing. Don't let anybody try to put you down. Don't let anybody try to put you in a box. Don't let anybody try to make you feel less of yourself. You are strong. You are bold. You are of great ancestry. You are everything that you can ever dream of. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you're not supposed to dream that kind of dream because it's for Westerners, for people in America, it's for people in the UK. You can dream from Zimbabwe and still ensure that your dreams come true. You can dream from Abokim, you can dream from a Tung local government area, and your dream will come true. So your African spirit is in the African spirit in you is unbreakable. The African spirit in you will make you shine regardless of where you are and what you do.
And it also highlights the fact that African children also deserve access to quality education. They deserve the right to sit down calmly, collectively, and learn properly. We weren't people that had access to quality education when, like, our ancestors weren't didn't get it as easy as we're getting it now. And so we've come a long way in terms of like Africans being African. So it also highlights the fact that African children also deserve to have access to quality education. And then also remembering the children that are still in captivity, they need they also have the right to their freedom. They have the right to continue learning without the fear of being kidnapped. You have the fear of insecurity, because at the end of the day, they're still just children.
It baffles me how already the educational system in Nigeria is not at its best,
Mm.
and now there's also
Insecurity
insecurity
added.
added to it. It's madness. It's
Mm.
complete madness. We've not gotten to that standard where we can proudly boast of our of a great economy. Recently, I saw oh God, it's so embarrassing. Jesus, I saw a UN report that says an average Nigerian child cannot read and write, cannot solve basic mathematical equations. Really,
Oh my
that's
god.
how they've
An
ridiculed.
average, really?
Yes,
Really?
that's how they've ridiculed the educational system in this country. And if you want to tell ourselves the truth, the educational system is nothing to write home about. It's really nothing to write home about. Now we now have insecurity added. So not that the children are refusing to go to school. They want to go to school and learn, in as much as the learning conditions are bad, the learning infrastructures are bad, the learning curriculum is not the best.
Yeah.
But they are also scared that if they go to school to learn, they are going to be kidnapped or they are going to be killed or something. It's really sad. It's
Yeah,
very, very sad.
I think a couple of weeks ago, Sharon took us through, one of the key Nigerian hero who gave us this education, the 234, educational system and
Yeah,
all of
Ibrahim
that.
Babangida.
Yeah, Babangida, and then if you look at the curriculum we are operating on currently, it is as old as whatever you could just imagine in your head right now. That is it. Now I think of feeling a kind of a gap, which is for us to do away with some of this curriculum that have been in decades. At this point in time, we should be teaching our children moral ethics, just how to be sincere, how to be polite, how to be you,
Mm.
and not all of these things they're talking about. And then statistically, sometimes I get worried how these guys, come about all of these statistics. Do they just stay there and use the satellite and look at a child who is not feeding in the morning and expecting the child to go and learn hello? And then I love the fact that this CA team has to do with ensuring, universal access to, water, sanitation, and hygiene for every child in Africa. And so these are key things that we're actually looking at. Now, there is this trending post about a particular secondary school, in Calabar per se,
Queen
and
Margaret
then
Secondary School.
well, okay, that's fine. Now, if you look at the situation, that could not be the only. If that could happen, if you go to most of our government secondary schools in Calabar, like in Calabar, we're not talking about communities in Calabar precisely. You begin to ask yourself. The last time I went to Bikwa, Bikwa Primary School, when you go there, you ask yourself, how will children learn in this kind of environment, right? Now, if you go to most of our government secondary schools, government primary schools, and all of that, trust me, you're going to weep. That this is why parents are now pulling out their children from government schools into private schools. Now, if you go to private schools, you see how populated these children are. And guess what? They are being taught, they are being taken care of. And so we ask questions. Why would governments each and every year budget so much billions, budget so much millions, and yet we're not getting good results from all of this, right? Now, even in public universities today, if you compare, the level of education or academic acquisition in public universities and that of private universities, you will see that there is a wide margin. Do you understand? So it's something that, and funny how when these guys want to take statistics, they turn to the public universities or turn to public institutions because that is where they relate with the government hand to hand to get this done. But there again, I think it's quite pathetic. But today, all of us, we're celebrating ourselves. We're celebrating you out there. We're celebrating us out there, And then there is one story that just came up. Please, parents and guardians, these are children and we are all Africans. So we must, as a matter of fact, ensure that we love ourselves, we're there for each other because as Africans, we cannot keep living in the 21st century as if we're still living during the slave period. Okay, so we can't keep doing this. So this is why we're talking about this.
So speaking of education, it's not a lie that the educational system even in Cross River State has not been the best in a very long time. I mean, I saw a video of the Queen Margaret Secondary School where students were sitting on the floor, and it's almost impossible for the students to learn in such conditions. But thank God that the governor of the day or the government of the day have decided to invest over 17 billion naira into the educational system in Cross River State. So let's look.
There's one thing about investing. There's another thing about implementing these investments that you're doing, and there's another ball game altogether for us to see it as a reality. That is where the problem is. When it has to do with budgeting, I keep saying it. As a country, we love policies, and we can of course formulate policies. But when it comes to implementing these policies and ensuring that these policies work, that is where the problem is. Do you understand? Now, like I keep saying, as a governor, you're contesting to the position of a governor, knowing very well that you're going to have commissioners, line up in all of these agencies and parastatals, right? But yet, 1 year out in your administration, you do nothing. 2 years out of your administration, nothing. 3 years out of your administration, nothing. And then the last year, you start going around and making it look as if you're campaigning or you've not been in government. It doesn't make any sense at all. Now, you have commissioners for, let's say, education, for instance. What is his role? When last did the commissioner go to tour schools? Okay, fine. The commissioner have gone to tour school. The report that this commissioner have brought, what have you done to it? You don't keep waiting until when it's election period. You say, oh, we are going to do this. And then you go there and pin canopy. It's just like this deep. I was coming this morning and that thought came to my mind that, okay, we talked about deep sea port in Cross River State, for instance. We have the likes of Buhari who came and stayed 8 good years and left. We have Ayade came, stayed good 8 years and left. And then we keep talking. And this administration has come up again with the same key issues of deep sea port. For crying out loud, billions have been spent on this particular project so far, according to reports. And then you go each and every year, prior to elections, you go there, pin canopies, cook food, do this, put mics, talk, and the next thing, boom, everything goes down.
But as much as these policies are being made and these promises, are being made as well, the deep sea ports and the reform of the educational system, all we can do is just watch out and see the outcome, because that's literally the most we can do. Watch out and see
we'll keep
the
watching.
outcome
The 4 years is already off.
of
That's
of
it. That's
those
the point.
reforms and
Okay.
policies.
Mm.
And with the next national holiday we have is International Waterfall Day. International Waterfall Day. I have never been to a waterfall.
I have been to
I
one.
know, I know.
The one
I
I've
said
been
I
to is
know.
my is
I
my
know.
is my shower.
I I'm not even a serious person.
It's
Anyway,
my
Oh
shower.
in
Lord.
Cross River State, you
Okay.
have at least two
Waterfalls.
waterfalls. We
Yeah.
have the Abokim waterfall
Yeah.
in a
And
Tung local
Quaffle.
government area and the Kwa Falls in Akankpa local
I don't know
government
whether it's
area.
weird, but I actually want to stand on that.
I thing is, it looks picture worthy, but I don't have such audacity
But it
in
depends
me.
on how the current of the water is. If it's, it depends on how fast the water is falling
Mm.
down. But I want to actually stand under the waterfall. Some weird
Well,
reason.
there's a tung, there is Akankpa. Anyone that's closer to you, just go there. There's
Go
a
to
waterfall
Etung.
there.
If you go to Etung, it will give you a more opportunity to learn in between the roads as you're traveling, so you can learn other things. They say education is part of traveling. So hello, go to Etung.
Well, anyway, we're celebrating
That's so
waterfall.
suspicious.
We're celebrating the waterfalls, in
That was
Nigeria, in
weird.
Cross River states to begin with, and the Abokim waterfall and the Kwa waterfall has been such a tourist site in
Yeah,
Cross River State. People come
exactly.
in from outside the country just to experience it because even me, that is an indigene of Cross River State, whenever I look at it, I am amazed.
Mm.
I always think to myself, if I was not from Cross River State or if I did not reside in Cross River State, these are one of the things that will bring me to Cross River State because it's just so marveling to watch
The
when you
reason
see the
why
water just falling.
This is one of the
It's so
reasons why
beautiful.
we should actually hit more on our tourism sector.
But you know that Cross River State was a tourism state, and we're just beginning to
Was.
crawl back into that persona that we had.
Yeah.
Cross River was
Okay.
exactly that was what we had, tourism. And when I say tourism, in all sectors, all sectors of tourism, and this current administration is trying its best to restore Cross River State to that former glory. I recently saw a video on social media where the government of the day through the Ministry of I think the Tourism Bureau or something like that. They are creating a hub at Marina Resort called the Blake Island, and so far so good. It's looking really beautiful. I cannot even lie. It's looking absolutely beautiful.
I shall
They
visit again.
said it's 80% done, so it's not completely done yet. It's 80% done.
The 20% is waiting for elections.
Thompson, stop it.
Yeah.
So relax now.
Okay.
Thompson, stop it.
Okay,
Anyway, it's a very beautiful site, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's finished. And it will give Marina Resort that feeling that it used to have before. I mean, when you come to Marina Resort, you're going to see a lot of things. The Blake Island, there's a bistro,
Exactly.
there's a cinema, there's a slave trade museum. There are lots of things that goes on there, and that would boost the tourism sector in Cross River State. So I cannot wait till the Blake resort or the Blake Island is
Is completed.
completely
Yes.
executed. Well, that's so much can take on the national holiday segment right here on the Morning Bus on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course entertainment 360. We love to call it do infotainment. So going back to the music now. When we come back, we're going to move straight to the health and wellness segment right here on the Morning Buzz on Unico 103.5 FM. I'll leave it in the hands of Beyonce. This one says, Brown Skin Girl. Do listen and do not move away from your radio set.
Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls.
by Beyonce. It's still the Morning Bus Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. Now, before you come for me, I did not exclude the others. We also have Blue Ivy, St. John, and of course, Wizkid on that track. Right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the health and wellness segment. And today, we have something very special for you on the health and wellness segment. And of course, Sharon will take it from here.
Today is equally fresh veggies deal. Fine, forgot you.
I did not forget. Thompson just carried us to where we know no. That's
Normally.
just it.
Typical Thompson. Anyways, talking on the benefits of taking fresh vegetables. We decided to take a lot of junk. We decided to be comfortable with a lot of junk food. Most times for pleasure, but as much as I'm not
Most times for
discrediting the fact-
survival, please let's not do that.
as much as I'm not discrediting the fact that sometimes you can indulge, at least balance it. So that's why fresh vegetables are here. So fresh vegetables are among the most important foods for maintaining good health. They are rich in essential nutrients that help the body function properly and protect against many diseases. Some of the importance of eating fresh vegetables include: it is rich in vitamins and minerals. Fresh vegetables provide vital nutrients such as vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K, as well as minerals like potassium, magnesium, and iron. These nutrients support healthy growth, strong bones, good eyesight, and proper body functions. It also boosts the immune system. Vegetables contain antioxidants and vitamins that help strengthen the body's natural defense system, making it easier to fight infections and illnesses. It also promotes healthy digestion. Most vegetables are rich in dietary fiber, which aids digestion, prevents constipation, and supports a healthy digestive tract. It also helps maintain a healthy weight. Vegetables are generally low in calories and high in fiber, making them filling and nutritious. Regular consumption can help prevent overeating and support weight management. It also reduces the risk of chronic diseases. A diet rich in fresh vegetables can lower the risk of conditions such as heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancers. It also improves skin health too. The vitamins and oxidants found in vegetables helps protect the skin from damage, promotes healthy skin cells, and contribute to youthful appearances. You see that most of the creams and soaps that we use are usually made out of some vegetable extracts. We see things like carrots, the ones that contain carrots, the ones that contain tomatoes inside, the ones that contain papayas inside. So those ones that aim to improve skin health. It also supports heart health. Many vegetables contain nutrients that help lower cholesterol levels, regulate blood pressure, and improve overall cardiovascular health. It also enhances eye health. Vegetables such as carrots, spinach, and pumpkin are rich in vitamin A and other nutrients that help maintain good vision and reduce the risk of eye disease. It also promotes natural energy. Fresh vegetables support the body with nutrients needed for energy production, helping individuals stay active and productive throughout the day. It also improves overall well-being. Regular consumption of fresh vegetables contribute to better physical health, mental alertness, and overall quality of life. Eating fresh vegetables daily is a simple but powerful way to improve health and prevent disease. Including a variety of colorful vegetables in meals ensures that the body receives the nutrients it needs for optimal growth, development, and well-being. So as much as possible, as much as you're indulging in the junk food and all, try to indulge in fresh vegetables to balance it. I will not say that you should completely remove the junk out of your eating
You
plan.
cannot say you don't have the moral standing
Have
to
you?
say that.
I can't.
Good.
I can't. But yeah,
Mhm.
add vegetables to it. Most of the times they're not that expensive. They're not expensive. So add vegetables to it. You can get carrots, tomatoes. Do you like taking tomatoes? You don't like
Like
eating
just
them raw?
eating them raw.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
You
nice
guys amaze me
now.
every single day.
Why? What do you eat? Please let me know.
Tomatoes belong in stews or sauces. That's all. Why would I be chewing raw tomato? Oh, God
Yeah,
have
I
mercy.
do that.
Listen
I
now.
do
I'm not even
that
surprised.
early in the
Listen now.
morning. I
Mm.
eat raw tomato early in the morning. I have tomato
Onions.
farm in my
Tomato
yeah,
is better. Sef.
and then I also have raw onions farm in my this thing. So I
You
eat
eat
it
raw
raw.
onions.
You
Yeah,
eat
I
or
eat raw onions.
no, I
I
can't do
eat
that
raw
anymore.
this thing. The only thing I can never eat raw eat how do you call it, garlic.
Why?
That's the one I
Garlic.
can actually eat
If you
raw.
can eat
That's the one I
what's it
can eat
called? If
raw
you can
actually.
eat
Onion.
onions, so
No, no,
why
no.
can't you use garlic?
Onions. Once you're done eating, you can just rinse your mouth and you're okay. But you see, garlic,
Rinse.
you
There's a
you
particular
need to.
leave it, let him be lying to himself.
Okay.
Rinse.
No,
Me
but
after
it's
eating
true.
If you
onions,
eat
even if I
suya,
brush my
if you eat
teeth,
suya
I
this
will still
night,
taste
wake up tomorrow
onions.
morning, you will see your mouth
Jesus.
reek
And I
of
eat
onions.
onions, especially when I have interviews. I eat onions, mix it with garlic when you have interview. Nobody is going to question you too much, and you're going to get the
Please
job.
try vegetables or ginger, garlic. You can blend this. You can you can cut it and chew. Then afterwards, you brush your teeth, please, so that
And then talking about
you will not
vegetable,
be
is
yeah.
it the ugu?
It's
No, yeah,
vegetable.
those ones are
You see
vegetables
ugu?
too. Pumpkin
Uh-huh.
leaves, even the pumpkins.
I hear you all, squeeze the water, the juice from pumpkin and drink it.
Yes, it's very good. Oh,
that's
please,
disgusting.
I am not
now,
advising you
now
out
it's
there.
disgusting.
Ew.
Oh, now it's disgusting.
Please, I'm not advising you out there to try it.
people
But for
actually
me,
do
I,
that.
I take my time, wash it, and then
Some
chop
people
it,
add
and
milk
then
or
squeeze
something.
it, and then top a little milk on it. Guess what? Oh my goodness. I don't want to explain further how you're gonna feel. How you're gonna feel. But just do
Well,
it every weekend and thank
at
me
the end
later.
of the
Hello.
day, today is fresh veggies day. So if you're a fan of vegetables, ensure that you indulge in vegetables today. It's
Yeah.
healthy. It gives you a lot of nutritional benefits. So ensure that you indulge in it today. Just have vegetables. Sharon has mentioned tomatoes. Obi Thompson has gone with
Carrots.
onions.
Pumpkins.
I can even have carrots, yeah. As much
Yeah,
as I'm not a
carrots are
bunny, but
fine.
I can actually can actually have carrots. Yeah, carrots is nice, and a vegetable salad as well. You can
Yes.
that's where you find me.
Although people will
Things
judge
like
you.
that if you like.
People will judge you. They'll make a certain
Anyway,
sound of an animal. They will judge you. They are eating just vegetables alone.
anyway, that's much can take on the health and wellness segment. So going back to the music, when we come back and moving straight to the people and culture segment, I'll leave in the hands of Tem. This one says free mind. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. of the For Broken Ears EP of 2020. One of my favorite EPs of all time. Oh,
Mm.
it brings back nostalgia. I listen to that EP every single day when it was released. That's how much I love Thames. Anyway, this is still the Morning Bus Show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. We love to call it a do infotainment. And right now, we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the people and culture segment. And of course, as usual, Sharon has something very special for us this morning. Sharon, let's have it.
Okay, on today's People and Culture, we're going to be talking on the history of Queen Moremi Ajasoro. Queen Moremi Ajasoro was a legendary Yoruba queen, heroine, and patriot whose courage and sacrifice occupy a prominent place in the history and oral traditions of the Yoruba people. She is remembered for saving the ancient kingdom of Ile-Ife from repeated attacks by enemy raiders and is celebrated as a symbol of bravery, intelligence, and selflessness. According to Yoruba oral tradition, Moremi lived around the 12th century. She was said to have originated from the areas of Ofa in present-day Kwara State and later became the wife of Oramia, the son of Oduduwa, and one of the early rulers of Ile-Ife. Through this marriage, she became a queen of the kingdom. During Moremi's time, Ile-Ife was constantly attacked by a group known in Yoruba traditions as the Ugbo or forest people. These invaders often appeared dressed in raffia and leaves, making them seem supernatural to the people of Ife. Because the attackers looked like spirits, many residents feared confronting them. The raids resulted in the capture of citizens, destruction of properties, and widespread fear throughout the kingdom. Determined to save her people, Moremi sought divine assistance from the spirit of the Eshimiri River. She vowed to make whatever sacrifice was demanded if she succeeded in discovering the secrets behind the invaders' strength. To gather intelligence, she deliberately allowed herself to be captured during one of the raids. Because of her beauty and wisdom, she gained favor with the ruler of the Ugbo people and eventually became one of his wives. While living among them, she discovered that the feared warriors were just ordinary humans disguised with raffia covering rather than supernatural beings. She also learned their military secrets and weaknesses. After obtaining this information, Moremi escaped and returned to Ile-Ife. She revealed the enemy's secrets to her people and advised them to use fire against the raffia-clad warriors. Armed with this knowledge, the people of Ife successfully defeated the invaders and ended the raid. After the victory, Moremi returned to fulfill the promise she had made to the river spirit. The spirit demanded the sacrifice of her only son, Oluobo. Although heartbroken, Moremi honored her pledge. The loss of her son brought immense sorrow to both her and the people of Ife. In recognition of her sacrifice, the people promised to regard themselves as her children forever. Moremi's story has been passed down through generations as one of the greatest examples of patriotism in Yoruba history. To honor her memory, the annual Edi festival is celebrated in Ile-Ife. The festival commemorates her bravery and sacrifice for her people. In 2017, a monumental statue of Moremi was erected in Ile-Ife by Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, further cementing her place as one of Nigeria's most revered historical figures. Queen Moremi Ajasoro remains one of the most celebrated women in Nigerian history. Through courage, strategic thinking, and personal sacrifice, she helped secure the freedom of her people and became an enduring symbol of leadership and devotion to one's community. Her story continues to inspire generations across Nigeria and beyond. That's it for the people and culture segment. Although I didn't like the fact that she sacrificed her son, though. And then
Well, leadership comes with tough decisions that you should
exactly,
know.
I didn't like the fact that she sacrificed her son. But the fact that she was able to use strategic thinking to actually go into the camp of the enemy, discover their secrets, and then come back to her people and plan on how to defeat the enemy was something that was like amicable, because that boldness is what we are
She's
looking for
known
now.
as a heroine for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I like how she's, she has been sort of idolized, in recent times. Even if you do not know the full story of Moremi, you've heard the name Moremi
More on me.
somehow. I remember when we were younger,
We had
my
books,
aside books, my
things.
my sister attended Federal Girls College, Calabar, and they had houses named after, virtuous women,
Mm.
heroines, and they had a house, Queen Moremi, and that was the most famous house of all the houses, Queen Moremi House. I like how, we still respect her up until date because her bravery, wow, that was really, really, really commendable.
This really helps me understand how important it is for women to be deliberate about the things they do. Not feeling like, okay, because the society is not allowing women to be this, and as such, you as a woman, if you have the privilege, you wouldn't want to actualize it. So you must have to explore. You must have to understand that God has given to you wisdom, God has given to you strength, God has given to you bravery. So it's not about the man alone. So God has also given to you, just like we say, what a man can do, a woman can do even more better. Now, you even had the privilege of even getting married to the king. So you can, I'm just trying to look at how this actually happened and how he was able to get to that
Can I flip
stage.
it?
Okay.
Can I flip it?
Okay.
It also highlights the fact that we need to have leaders that can be sacrificial enough
You,
for
Mm,
their
you
people.
understand? Yeah.
Not just women, also men. Because imagine her going into the camp of the enemy to
Yeah.
discover their secrets. The boldness for me, because
mm.
if we were to do that in this age and time, people would be afraid that, oh, these bandits will catch me and then
It's just like we
kill
have
and stuff
bandits
like
Such
now.
that.
such sacrifices can only be done in recent times for selfish interest and not the interest of other people. That's the
Exactly. See,
reality.
that's the thing. But it highlights the fact that there needs to be more sacrifices
Mm,
in our leaders and perspectives. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you're a leader to be the people's servant.
mm.
A
I don't
people's
think
servant
people. I
leader.
don't think leaders understand that as a leader, you are literally a servant. I don't
Yeah,
think
a
the more
servant
people
to the
understand
people.
that, the more effective they will be being a leader. Because people think that as a leader, you're supreme, you're indispensable. You are the alpha and omega. But the thing about leadership is, when you're a leader, you're there to serve
People.
people.
Yeah.
And serving people means putting their needs before yours. That is what leadership is. But in recent times, leadership has been twisted. It has been turned to something else entirely, and people don't even understand the real context, the cause of leadership, and it's really, really sad.
Do you know it
Leadership is
saddens me? Do
sacrifice.
you know it saddens me? Because at the end of the day, when you finish serving the people, you do what you're supposed to do right, you would end up enjoying when you're no longer there.
Mhm.
Do you understand? That's if
You
the
can
next person.
you might you There's a possibility that you're going to be immortalized.
Exactly.
Mm,
You're going to be remembered in history as somebody that did something amicable in the
mm,
society. Like,
I,
I would be telling your story at this point because we would actually be very proud that we had a leader that
mm.
actually helped us come this far. Now, when you are now done with the whole leadership thing, because I mean nobody will stay there forever.
Absolutely.
You will literally step down and look at what you've done and be like, I am proud of the fact that I was able to carry these people to
Mm.
this point.
I was able
Like
to
now we're still talking
change people's
about we're
lives.
still talking about Donald Duke till now. How
Mm.
many governors have gone past? We're still talking about him up till now because what he has done in Cross River State as a whole. And that's how it's supposed to be. And then
Mm.
there's supposed to be continuity of good government equally, so that the minds of the people are at rest. There won't be complaints. There won't be any sort of insecurity or banter, fighting and everything, because everybody is comfortable
Mm.
with the system. Everybody's comfortable with where they are. And at the end of the day, when you step down, you will equally be comfortable because you can use the roads you've enacted. You can use the healthcare facilities that you've you know um rehabilitated. Do you understand? So it's still the story actually speaks to leaders to be more sacrificial in terms of serving people. Because at the end of the day, you are there to serve the people that you are leading.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's much can take on the people and culture segment. We're going back to the music. After that, the news flash by 9 a.m. comes up. Immediately after the news flash, we'll be back to give you the rest of the show right here on Unico 103.5 FM. I'll leave you in the hands of Alex Ware, and this one says Ordinary. Stay real close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. news and shaping perspectives across the nation. This is the News Flash on Unicore Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m., top of the morning to you, Calabar. Welcome to the News Flash on Unicore Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. My name is Vine Henshaw. Here are the top headlines of the hour. Starting from the home scene, Cross River invests over 17 billion naira in education, delivers 229 projects statewide. In politics, you are playing with fire. ADC warns Tinubu government over deregistration plot. Moving on to Niger State, Niger shuts down 6 illegal mining sites in Kontagora. Away from Nigeria, Iran deal presents political nightmare for Netanyahu. In the world of entertainment and lifestyle, child abuse convict Baba Ijesha announces birth of baby boy with wife Lumini. Lastly, in sports, World Cup 2026, debutants Cape Verde hold Spain to goalless draw. Details of all these and more coming up by 1 p.m. If you have news reports from your areas, hostels, departments, and faculties, please call our news hotline on 0809 4444 058. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, we are Unicore Radio International. On Instagram, TikTok, and X, we are Unicore Radio. Please do away with any form of discrimination and nepotism as we strive to build a united nation. And always remember, as Malabites, Malabarsis, and Cross-Riverans, we are known for reasonable action. My name is Vine Henshaw. Stay tuned and keep it locked right here on Unicore Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. The Morning Bus Show comes up shortly. Stay very close to your radio set. Good morning. Hits. We are already there. From the heart of the city to the corners of your community. From local reports to national updates, we dig deep to bring you the real stories behind every headline. This is your trusted source for credible stories, current happenings, and balanced reporting. Stay tuned. The truth is just one bulletin away. Only on Unicore Radio International, 103.5 FM Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria.
Unicool 103.5 FM, bringing to you entertainment, infotainment, and edutainment all round the clock with profound, trusted, and reliable hosts. Stay posted by tuning on to your radio 103.5 FM or visit our website at yrka.org/Unicool Radio. Unicool Radio, education beyond barriers.
The best radio station in the world.
Where's the DJ? Where's the person setting up the screen? Guests arriving and nothing has been set up. What's all this?
Eka,
Calm down. Sit
Don't tell
down.
me to sit down, Bob.
I said just sit.
Guests are arriving and the MC's mic is not even working. Where's the projector? The photographer is not.
Eka, just relax. I'm calling Event IQ.
Who?
Thank you for contacting Event IQ. We are already on our way.
How did
I
they?
told you now. With Event IQ, expect smart events and seamless experiences.
Event IQ, your complete event partner. Sound, lights, LED visuals, we've got it. Drone, live stream, DJ, MCs, we've got it. Red carpets, photography, videography, you name it, we've got it. Virtual, hybrid, or physical, end to end. Event IQ got you. Event IQ by Unical Radio, smart events, seamless experiences.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unicool Radio International, 103.5 FM.
Welcome back from that break. That was Becky Becky by Iris Star featuring CK. It's still the morning the show right here on Unico 103.5 FM, the only station that offers you the best of education, information, and of course entertainment. 360 we love to call it. ADU infotainment. Right now we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the top story segment. And like you already know, you can always call us and tell us what you think about the stories. 0809 4444058. I'll take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. Now, the first one we have here is man arrested for stabbing another to death in Calabar. One Idris Abdullahi has been arrested by the police following the fatal stabbing of another man along Barracks Road, Calabar, Cross River State. The incident, which occurred on Monday, June 15, 2026, reportedly stemmed from an earlier altercation involving the suspect and a group of youths, popularly referred to as Colombo, the street boys. According to Police Public Relations Officer ASP Sunday Chiokwa, said a distress call was received at about 11:05 a.m. reporting that one Idris Abdullahi, 49, had allegedly stabbed a man during a confrontation along the road. Preliminary findings indicate that Abdullahi had reportedly been involved in an altercation with some youths along Mary Slazer Road on June 14th, 2026, at about 6:05 p.m., during which he allegedly sustained injuries. The police said from investigation, the suspect subsequently traced one of the individuals allegedly linked to the earlier incidents on the morning of June 15th and pursued him to Chronicle Barracks Road, where he allegedly attacked him with a knife. The victim, whose name is yet to be identified, sustained severe injuries and was rushed to the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital (UCTH) for emergency medical treatment. However, he was later confirmed dead by doctors. ASP Sunday said the deceased body has been deposited at the General Hospital mortuary for preservation and autopsy, while the suspect has been taken into custody and the case is expected to be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department (SCID) for further investigation. The incident has further heightened concern over violence and street-related clashes in parts of Calabar. Cross River Reporters has a case of a minibus driver who allegedly stabbed a traffic officer with a screwdriver to death. What do we make out of this?
Okay, so first of all, I am just as weak as the story itself, because when I heard this, trust me, I felt a little bit confused here. Okay, so you had a little misunderstanding with someone, and then couple of time, you keep monitoring and all of that. And so from the story, that the person was just monitoring, and then they said, "Oh, go and do this, go and do this." So why didn't you report to the police? Why did you take in the laws into your hands? Why did you have to do this? You should have reported to the police. And then I don't want to bring in the issue of a tribe, a religion, or this to play. But then this is something you would have reported to the police that this happened, and then the police should have taken actions. This is why we keep saying, if issues are reported, we want to see those actions being put out there by our security operatives. Get this person arrested, interview, interrogate, and make necessary amendment where needed. But
Okay,
here we have this person who have lost his life.
Okay, so let me just quickly pause you there. There's an audio recording of the police public relations officer concerning the case. So let's just listen to this.
Okay, for the sake of clarity, Abdullah Idris, according to his own statement, alleged that the deceased was the first to have injured him with a scissors, giving him an injury on the 14th. So when he went back to his people, they told him to try to look for the boy, that anytime he sees the boy, he should report back to them at Bogobri. But according to him, he said when he came to the deceased place, the deceased wanted to stab him again with that same scissors. But unknowing to the deceased, he had a dagger which he used to stab the deceased, which name we don't know yet. So before he could get to the hospital and all of that, it was confirmed death. So that was what actually happened.
So, and then I just keep asking. So within that time that this disease was taken to the hospital, nobody asked questions as to name and all of that. Look,
Thompson, somebody was stabbed and
yeah,
the person was bleeding. There's no way in hell
So
that
ask
he would have been
questions.
asked those kind of questions. The important
Yeah,
thing was
just
to save his life.
his life
yeah.
first, yeah.
But as at that time, the person could shout, could cry, right? So why not seize the opportunity to say something? Ask questions, because
It's very
just like,
unprofessional to do that. It's very unprofessional.
yeah. So what happens to let's say accident victims, right? So these
The
are ways,
important
but
thing.
No.
What accident
There are,
victim
there
is
are
a
different
different thing.
grades of
Yeah.
victims.
now we'll get in somewhere,
Mm.
right? Now let's even go to this part of it where this guy, you were told by which of the people who told you that, okay, when you see this person, come and report to us, instead of when you see this person, report to the police. So this is what we're talking about. When people begin to take laws into their hands, when people begin to do things simply because no one is going to question you, it becomes a huge issues. But don't forget that this is a case of a capital punishment anyway, per se. But let's wait forward to see what it's going to come out of this. But it's sad, it's very pathetic that we do not need to take laws into our own hands. So if anybody hurts you, if anybody do anything, of course we have appropriate quarters where you're supposed to lay complaints, and all of that. And the
And
police
be
and security
careful as
operatives
well.
will definitely come for that.
He should have gone with the police. Should have alerted the police.
It's as simple
and
as
gone
that.
there, because
Well,
I mean,
some
this
people
person,
just always decide that it's better for them to take laws into their hands, and that is never the best
It's
option.
the fact
It will
that he-
never,
have a
it will
place to
never
take
and
the
can
law
never
it's
be.
the fact that he came prepared for it. That means he knew that something like that will happen again. This person injured you the first time. What do you think will stop the person from injuring you the second time?
I'm
So
pretty
what you would
sure
have
that he
done-
thought that it's was a very minute case, and the police would not, pay attention to the case.
Maybe just injure him and then they'll just go their
So
separate ways.
just say
But
it's an
look now,
injury, it was an altercation, and they'll not do anything about it. But
because if
to be on the safer side, it would have been better to report that incident to the police.
we actually need to discourage all these jungle justice, because looking like I just looked around. I think it's the time I was going back home and people were fighting at main gate. Before I didn't even go far. Another set were beating each other. We were slapping each other. And camera officers were trying to stop those ones. And that one was happening like at the main gate again. The security officers at main gate were trying to stop that one too from happening. I walked further again. 2 bus drivers were insulting each other. And I'm like, is it that we can't tolerate each other anymore on the road?
I mean, recently we had the case where a bus driver stabbed a road officer with a screwdriver. Whenever I think about that, I'm like, why? How was that even the first thing that came to your mind?
That would have been
it
very
came to your
brutal.
mind, and you still executed
That would have
it.
been very brutal, because tools in Nigeria are not as sharp as they are supposed to be. So imagine stabbing somebody
with blunt tools.
A very blunt tool. That would have been very brutal and would have caused a lot of
just
pain.
like you talked about tolerance. I think it's high time people begin to tolerate people. You have to have this spirit of forgiveness. You have to have this spirit that, what if you're the person, would you feel that way?
I feel like,
and it's high
even
time people should stop treating people the way they wouldn't love to be treated.
I feel like
because
even
that's
if you
one
don't
key very
forgive
important
them,
thing.
even if you don't forgive them, you should have the ability to walk away from some certain things, so that to not invite wahala. And sometimes when somebody does something wrong to me on the road, you don't know me from anywhere, but you just feel like, okay, the bad character that you are holding in your heart, I do want going through a lot, so you now want to, met it out on me. Obviously, I'm like, I'm outside.
So something happened recently. I'm not trying to shame any tribe, but something happened recently. I went to buy something. I'm not going to mention what I went to buy, so it will not be an indicator. I went to buy something, and the person that was selling this thing to me had a knife for the person. Right. So I picked what I wanted to pick, and this person misunderstood me and picked something else. And when it was time for me to pay, I was like, no, this is not what I picked. I picked something else, not this. It turned into an altercation, and the person became so furious. I was, you know what? I'll pay for it. Please, I will pay for it. Like, the person was visibly angry and was shouting, and the person had a knife by the person's.
That was just what you were afraid of, not because of the money. That was what you were afraid of. So
my life, yes. I will pay for it, sir.
So
don't worry.
When next, I want to demand something from you. Maybe I should be with a gun or something.
I have. The police is my friend.
My goodness!
Report you.
So why didn't you report? Why didn't you report that one?
I just paid and left.
You just paid and left, but you didn't report.
We should know when to walk away.
Okay. You should pick your battles.
Yes,
pick your battles. So we should really encourage more of tolerance.
Exactly.
This is exactly why you see that that gun law. It should calm down, relax, because imagine everybody has the right to own one.
I think Nigerians, as much as we are happy people, we are also angry people.
We can be very angry. It's like extreme ends. You can be very happy, you can be very angry.
True.
And when we are very angry, oh my god, you don't even want to. The funny thing is that it graduates from insults to beatings, slaps, and everything. Then if there's a weapon, the next thing you are doing is you're injuring somebody, you are claiming somebody's life, and that's why that gun law should be kept aside for now. There's no tolerance now, because everybody's pissed off. People leave their houses. Exactly. People leave their houses. Fuel is expensive. Gas finished before you left your house. You came outside, bus driver is struggling change with you. You're going to work again, your boss shouts at you for no just cause. And then everything is just working against you being happy that morning. And there will not be, let's say, much tolerance.
Well, I think this tolerance should start from your home. When you leave your house, you should have the mindset that somebody could piss me off. Like there's somebody there's a possibility. Just like yesterday when I was coming to work, when I was about to board the cab, my instincts told me this driver will piss you off. And I was like, if he pisses me off, I know that's going to be about money. Every day I pay 200 naira from my house to the office every single day. And that day I had 200 naira, two notes of 200 naira. When I now dropped from the cab, I now give him 200 naira as per usual. And he says, it's 300 though. I'm like, okay, 300 from where to where? From where I pay to this place every single day. It is 200 naira, and I walked away. Because I was already, in my mind, I was already ready for whatever that will happen.
there's one that he wanted to, like, he actually almost stepped on me with his
Carry
tire.
extra money.
He
When
almost
it's
stepped on me
like
with his tire.
that,
Like,
Oga, don't worry, don't
no,
worry, don't
we
worry.
bargained.
Behave like a single.
No, Tomsi, calm down. We bargained.
Give the money.
We
Just go.
bargained.
Don't worry.
He
The
said
money is not the
250.
problem.
The money is
Playing
not the
on my
problem.
intelligence is the problem.
I know.
We bargained. I was like, how much? Because I like asking my price. Oh.
Okay.
How much? He's not like 250.
I know go price.
No, he said 300. I said 250. Organa, 250 I
Uh-huh.
hold. He said 250. And I told him, he now said, okay, enter. I said, okay, it's 500 and I'm weak. Oh. He said, hope you have change. I said, okay, I'm with 550. So that we'll not have wahala.
prepared.
Yeah,
There's 15 naira in my bag. I said, I remember I have 15 naira in my bag. Now,
I and Collins can just trek it out.
wait,
guy.
we came
How about that?
down.
You just trek it out.
Now, I came down from the bus. This was our main gate. I came down from the bus. This guy collected 500 naira from my hand and didn't ask for the 15 naira. I think he gave me the 15 naira back, then he gave me 200 naira. And I'm like, Oga, sir, that was not the discussion.
Trek
He
15
just
naira
drove.
own.
He
Trek
drove
15
past.
naira own.
People will piss you
He
off.
drove past. If not for the
Trek-
fact that my legs were away from the car, he would have stepped on me.
For
Like,
15
I'm telling
naira.
you,
Trek
15
15
naira.
naira own and trek
And I
either
was
trek
like,
100
Please,
or
we
trek
should
for
just
50
learn
and pay the
to,
rest.
have patience. We should be tolerant. We should
Leave her
learn
to say what is in her mind.
You know
learn
that
to
if-
live in
No,
peaceful
you know, some of
coexistence.
my mates would have actually grabbed the driver from the seats. From where you were. I'm telling you, they would have, they would have done, they would have fought
No.
that fight.
You have to
People would
trek.
have the strength too.
See,
I'm telling you.
but we agreed the other day that we're going to be trekking.
The funny
half.
thing is that some of
And
them,
then
they
pay
always
half.
miss their Waterloo. Leave something alone. Just leave me alone. We
Even some
agree.
passengers
we
don't have their
agreed.
own wahala.
Yes,
we agreed that
exactly.
you trek some and pay some.
Even some passengers, there's
the
a particular.
bottom line of this is that at the end of the day, right, we should tolerate one another. We should live
Simple.
in peaceful
Yeah.
coexistence. If
Yeah.
somebody does something to you and you're not comfortable with, report to the relevant authorities. Do not take laws into your hands, because at the end of the day, whatever the
You will
consequence
suffer.
is, you will suffer for
You
it.
will
Yeah, just
Nobody
like
else
they say,
will.
you're responsible for
Your
what you
choices,
do, but
yes.
the consequences are things you're not responsible for. Yeah, so
You say
you-
waiting.
Yeah, all right.
yeah, you're responsible for what you do, but the consequences are
No, I
not things
think
you're
I
not.
think the added is
you can't
freedom
determine.
freedom of expression
Mm.
is guaranteed, but the freedom
After.
after the expression is not.
So that's
May
what
not
it
The
is.
be.
Yeah.
Lord be with both of you. Anyway, the next story we have is Governor of Cross River State, Senator Basio 2, approves the salary increment of doctors. In a move to strengthen healthcare delivery in Cross River, the state governor, Senator Basio 2, has approved a 100% salary increase for doctors in the state and fiscal allocation to the health sector by over 100%, as well as the recruitment of 2,000 additional health workers. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Henry Ayuk, who disclosed this while briefing journalists in Calabar, announcing that the embargo of employment in the health sector has also been lifted. Ayuk said Governor 2 approved the salary increase for doctors alongside enhanced allowances for other health personnel and the establishment of the Cross River State Hospital Management Board. Now, this is a very interesting development. For a very long time, doctors in Nigeria generally have been treated very, very poorly. If you hear the salaries of doctors, you ask yourself, these are the people that are saving lives every single day, and this is what they are getting. Based off research, I realized that some doctors earn from as low as 250,000.
Yeah, I think that's minimum.
That's the minimum, 250,000 for
Depends
somebody
on
who
who you
shows up every day to save lives. I've watched doctors operate for just a day, and it's not something I can do because there's always emergency every now and then. There's always something to attend to, and you literally have people's lives in your hands, and you're getting paid that low. Yes, I know that is a job that comes with passion, but I think passion should be rewarded. You know, some people actually are very drawn to the medical profession. As much as they are drawn and they are in love with their jobs, I think it should also come with some level of compensation for what they are doing, because aside saving lives, working in the health sector also comes with lots of hazards, a lot of health hazards, and they need to be compensated for that. So this is a very commendable move by
Actually,
the
look
state
forward
governor.
to the implementation. Of
That's my problem. It's one thing to say this thing is going to be implemented. It's another thing for you to go ahead and implement this, because when these things are implemented, we don't need the commissioner for information for health to come and say it
Health
has been implemented. The doctors will say it by themselves
to
that
commend them. Yeah.
that their salaries have been increased. So it's one thing to come out and say, okay, this is going to be done. It's another thing for a follow up to ensure that it is implemented.
I know my happiness is the same commissioner who have said about 100 primary healthcare facilities have been rehabilitated, and as such, knowing having to the fact that these persons now would be employed, will
have
to
2,000 new
facilities,
employment,
and then they will have increase of salaries.
Mm.
But is this going to happen within this short period of time that the governor is going to be contesting another elections, or is this going to happen after he comes back in re-election? And another question is this going to fall under the minimum wage, or is this going to be under the state minimum wage benchmark, per se? Because why all of this is happening is because we're still having these concerns as to whether primary school teachers in the state have actually, the implementation of minimum wage generally, if it has been captured in our budgeting and all of that. If we are hearing people say, oh, we have been paid this minimum wage and all of that. So I think that is basically where I am trying to crack my head within. But there again, I think it's quite important for us to say congratulations to the state government, for increasing salaries to over 100%. Wow,
yes.
This is fantastic. And there again, I think we need to have facilities that match what should be expected of them.
Yeah.
So we want to see people go to work being happy. We want to see people attend to victims, of circumstances being happy without pulling money from their own
And I
pocket.
think that's
Also,
one of the
the
reasons why
environment-
we lose, sorry to cut you, why we lose certain people, certain patients, certain victims, because most of these people, they just tell themselves, you know what, I'm not paid enough, so why do I bother? So this is actually a very good move to, strengthen the healthcare system in Cross River State. If doctors are being paid well, they'll also work
I feel like
effectively.
also as they're increasing salaries, also make the environment that they are working in comfortable.
Conducive.
So that when
And
they
the
go to
materials they
work,
work
will
with
have
too.
where to sit,
And they will not
where to
need
stay.
to bring out from that same salary
Salaries, yeah.
to augment what has not been fixed yet. So as they're doing this one, as they're waiting for the implementation of these salaries, they should also be conducive environments for these people to work. Because one thing they don't realize is that if a particular healthcare environment is contaminated, people's lives are going to be at risk.
True.
In the healthcare, both the healthcare provider and the patient that is receiving the healthcare services. So as much as possible, the environment should be conducive enough for these people to work properly and effectively, and also be happy at the end of the day. Because being in the healthcare sector is testing. Like, you have to deal with a lot of people with different problems whatsoever. The ones that can't speak, the ones that speak too much, the ones that act drama. A lot is happening in just one space. There's a whole lot. So the environment should be conducive enough for these people to work.
Another thing
effectively.
I saw here that I'm happy. I'm not just satisfied that it's not properly, stated out. It says alongside enhanced allowances for other health personnel. Now, aside doctors, you also have other health
Healthcare
personnel
personnel.
that aid the health sector. We have the matrons, you have the nurses, we have a lot of people, the laboratory scientists, we have a lot of people. Oga, hold yourself. Hold yourself. Hold yourself.
They volunteer. It's volunteer.
Hold yourself.
It's
Hold
volunteer
yourself.
work that
Hold
you're
yourself. Anyway, when all these people are happy, because when the government is just catering for the doctors, that will create enmity between the doctors, the nurses, the matrons.
I mean, there's already existing enmity to some
exactly.
extent.
So it's a good thing that they are also carried along. In as much as I'm not comfortable with the fact that it's not clearly stated out, right? It's just a little bit vague. But yeah, we hope to see that this is implemented as soon as possible. And when the doctors are happy, they will do their jobs happily. They'll go out of their ways just to ensure that, they save lives. But when they're not happy, when their salaries, are not paid on time, or when it's nothing to write home about, they will just sit down and watch you die. That's how it is. They'll sit down and watch you die because,
Sad.
they're not going home with something tangible. So this is a very good move by the state government to increase the salaries of medical practitioners by 100%. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So
and,
much.
and that's
So
very,
much.
very commendable.
So if you're ending 100,000, you should be expecting like
200.
200K.
There's no
Wow,
doctor that's
that's
earning
good.
100,000
It's 250.
in
So
I'm
that's
Jesus'
just,
times
I'm
name.
just
250
saying. I'm
times
I
just
two.
saying.
decree and
No,
declare
no,
there's
I'm
no
just saying.
doctor earning 100,000.
So if you're earning like
If it's 250, that's
50,000,
times two.
50,000, that is times
Hmm.
200K. Wow, that's
50,000
interesting.
where something.
But I hope this will be captured and
Maybe
then
the hospital is in Yaka.
and
Maybe.
then because okay, let me not even go down there because trust me, it's not going to go well because I love the fact that the state is ready, the state government is ready to do the thing they have voted for.
Hmm.
Congratulations, and watch to see
The implementation.
implementation.
Amazing.
Thank
And
you.
we'll bring it to you when we get testimonials that this
Exactly.
policy has actually been implemented. Anyway, that's so much going to take on the top story segment. So we're going back to the music. When we come back, we're moving straight to the conversation of the day. And it's a very, very fascinating conversation. You do not want to miss this. I'll leave in the hands of Iris Star. This one says rhythm and blues. Stay very close to your radio set. We'll be back before you know it. It's 2 minutes past the hour of 9, and right now we're moving straight to the next segment of the show, which is the conversation of the day. And today we're talking about something that happened over the weekend. Now, it's no news that the wife of the governor organized a forum for the market women in order to include them in governmental programs, empowerment, and all of that. Now we have it that market women protest alleged exclusion from empowerment program in Obanliku. Now, mind you, the scheme was for market women in Cross River State, not market women in Calabar. Now, business activities were temporarily disrupted in Obanliku local government area as market women staged a peaceful protest over the alleged exclusion of genuine traders from a recent market women empowerment program organized by the wife of the governor of Cross River State. The women, who shut down their shops for about 3 hours, claimed that politicians and local government council workers were selected as beneficiaries in place of actual market women. Gathering in groups across the market, they expressed dissatisfaction with what they described as the impersonation of genuine traders, according to the protesters, only a handful of real market women from Obanliku were identified among the beneficiaries. They insisted that the empowerment initiative failed to reach its intended targets and called for greater transparency and fairness in the selection process for future government intervention programs. Now, there's an audio from that protest, and I'm going to play it right now.
My music.
In fact, while that is ongoing, I think something came through my mind. When you talk about genuine marketers and ungenuine marketers, I am now asking question. So, for how long will people who are genuinely in need, have that privilege of meeting the needs, like a government meeting their needs? Let's take for instance, all the time you hear, okay, Niger Delta Commission have done this to a particular state, and people are getting monies from this commission, and we keep asking questions like, where did you guys get this application from? Why can't we see that in the Niger Delta Commission portal, so anybody who is interested can go there and register? Why would you direct us to go and fill names somewhere? And it's not adding up. So if possible, or every young persons from Niger Delta could as well go say, okay, why not we just go through a portal, and then fill in your informations, put in all the details that you need to put in, your local governments of origin, your state of origin, and everything, knowing very well that, okay, this is where you come from. So why not we do that? So if, just like we've been talking about data, so if we have had issues where, okay, we have accurate data capturing these real women, if we go to market, we'll see them. The market leaders have the list of the main people who are that. Just imagine this. So who is going to refute this?
Let's just
okay,
listen to the audio.
Okay.
Last time when I traveled to Calabar, where I present like market women. As from here, they say market women can be APC politician. They don't already go register for front as market women. And when I reach there, I don't see market women reach twice or three. Oh, now council worker, health workers, politicians, I see there. So as they talk about the market leader, I won't go from the tell me say my stop. Then they will handle everything. Now I come back to come tell my people what did they go on. So make government do about something where they go about market women. We market women, we don't get somebody at the end. They don't collect our things, they eat. So make they remember Obaluku market women. I shall get the with that.
Okay, so that was literally a cry for inclusion.
This is no longer a cry. This is fact.
So this whole Market Women Forum event drew a lot of controversies.
Okay.
Now we have a press release. This is Government of Cross River State, Nigeria, Office of the Wife of the Governor. Now, false and misleading claims regarding the Cross River Market, mind you, Cross River Market Women Forum for Greatness launch and endorsement rally. The attention of the wife of the governor of Cross River State has been drawn to a publication titled Sold Uniforms for 5,000 Naira, Promised Empowerment, Backlash Trails, Cross River Market Women's Endorsement of Tinubu Otu. We wish to categorically state that the claims contained in the said publications are false, misleading, and a deliberate attempt to distort the facts surrounding a highly successful and historic gathering of market women from across our dear state. The Cross River Market Women Forum for Greatness was established as a non-partisan socio-economic platform aimed at engaging and strengthening the voices of market women. Okay. Foster unity, financial inclusion, business growth, and capacity development among market women. The launch of the forum and the accompanying endorsement rally attracted over 5,000 women who attended voluntarily and enthusiastically in solidarity with the development strides of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Governor Bassirou Otu. We categorically state that at no point were participants deceived, coerced, or lured under false pretense. The allegation that women were charged 5,000 naira for uniform under the promise of receiving grants or business empowerment packages is entirely unfounded and does not reflect the realities of the event. as in common with many voluntary associations, members who desire branded fabrics made personal payments towards their production and procurement. Furthermore, the claims that attendees left the event angry and disappointed is inconsistent with the overwhelming feedback received from participants, market leaders, and stakeholders who have continued to express appreciation for the initiative and its vision for economic achievements. The wife of the governor, Bishop Dr. Mrs. Ayowan Basu, too, remains committed to the genuine empowerment programs that are transparent, sustainable, and impactful. Numerous interventions in healthcare, education, social welfare, and women economic development have been implemented, publicly verified. We therefore urge members of the public and the media practitioners to exercise caution and professionalism by verifying information before publication. Sensational and unsustained reports serve only to misinform the public and undermine the efforts geared towards the advancement of women and vulnerable groups in our society. The success of the event speaks for itself, and no amount of misinformation can diminish the collective resolve of Cross River women to organize, empower themselves, and support the leadership they believe in delivering tangible results. Signed, Faith Okon, Press Secretary to the wife of the governor, Cross River State. Oof, what do we make out of this?
Man, so first of all, you said these women have to procure these materials based on the fact that voluntarily, but they have to pay to get them, and they have to pay to sew them.
It was
a choice, but they have to pay to do their choice. Yeah, it was a choice. It is my choice to pay to do it. Now, all of them did that. Now, fine, that's good. There's no problem with that. Of course, if you don't want, you should have been in your shop, right? Yeah, but you have to do it and then go there. And then look at the time frame. Look at the resources you put in place to buy those materials and even sew them. And your time you've wasted leaving your own business to go to stadium and get the quantity of rice that you can afford in your home. So this is the most annoying part of it. Do you understand? And then if you look at what actually played out there, here we have the chief press secretary to the wife of the governor has come out to explain a lot of things. Look, I keep asking, is it that the governments we are having are foreigners, or they are still our same people whose placenta were buried in the same state? Because it really gets me to an extent to ask, are we leading foreigners? This is still us. This is still us, you and I. It is still our money, our taxpayers' money, for crying out loud. Sometimes it looks to me as if these monies are their personal money. It is not your personal money, for crying out loud. So if you want to do something, I don't think there is need for people to be going to stadium rallies for any thing to be done.
I'm going to come from this angle, right?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that at the end of the day, this initiative is about inclusion, market women. Now, I'm not comfortable with the fact that what is supposed to be for a particular group of people
persons
is
who still
now
have appointees and politicians
by
the
other
same
appointees. It makes absolutely no sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
These women in Obanliku were crying out that they were not included in that forum, and the people that they saw there were not even actual market women. And it poses a very difficult questions. When things that are supposed to be are meant for a particular group get hijacked, what does it say about the administration? What does it say about
thinking about those from Etung, Bekwara, and many of those local governments that are
it had 5,000 women in attendance.
Okay.
And you cannot tell me that we have 5,000 market women just in Calabar.
If you go to Mariam Market alone,
and it was meant for Cross River
only
State.
Mariam Market alone.
I mean, it's the wife of the governor of Cross River State, not the wife of the governor of Calabar.
My own is they don't need to stage all these very huge gatherings. If you want to meet the people have real problems.
So according to the report, it was the launching of the forum, right? So they just started the forum, and the essence of the forum is to foster inclusivity, empower women, with the
and the main women
skills
to be
and
empowered.
That's my problem. The main women that were supposed to be empowered are sidelined. Now the question we're asking this morning is, how does excluding ordinary market women affect people's trust in government's program? Because Thompson made a very valid point when we had the SSA on broadcast media in the studio, where he said because she was mentioning lots of programs that the government is funding, and he asked, what is the guarantee that as an ordinary person you can just walk up to or walk into an office, get the form, fill it, and you get picked? Because more often than not, we see cases where it is who knows who that gets these opportunities. How then can an ordinary person, an ordinary market woman, an ordinary student, an ordinary Nigerian access this empowerment, access this governmental funded programs?
And the moment they start asking you for your polling unit, man, that's the most annoying part of all of these things. The moment you start asking me for polling unit and my voter's card, look, that is where I get so pissed off. Okay, but it's sad. It's very pathetic that if you're privileged to be in the government space, in the corridors of power, you think it's all and all. It shouldn't be so, because whether you like it or not, a time will come where you get out from there and someone else comes in, right? So I think we shouldn't, and how a lot of persons feel like you must cover the government in everything they are doing, not minding. Look at this kind of what's coming out from this woman. If you listen to it neatly, even getting to the point where she wants to move in and you're telling her, no, hold on, man, we're going to do this and then come back. And he's telling you, look, these are appointees we know. These are health workers that we know that they have just increased it. They are just increased their, salaries to 100%. And these are, teachers. These are these.
They are not market
women. They are not market women.
Anyway, get to talk to us this morning, 0809 4444058. I'll take that again, 0809 4444058. You can send an SMS to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show, 0809 4444058. Now, I'm not even going to talk about
There's a particular Facebook.
Give me a minute. I'm not even going to talk about the forum itself, because its cause are clearly stated for inclusivity and empowerment of
market women.
Women. Yeah. That's the cause of the program. That's fine. That's fine. But my problem is this program, this forum, this initiative is targeted at market women. Why is this initiative, why is this program not getting to the target audience? Every time in this country, we see situations where there's something for a targeted group of people, but somehow it's always diverted, it's always hijacked by people that are not appointees.
Okay, let me read this comment. It's from Cross River Forest on Facebook. It has come to my attention that allegations have been made by a group of Sankwala market women, excuse me, claiming that they were shortchanged during the recent empowerment for Cross River market women by Her Excellency. Some have also alleged that civil servants and female politicians benefited at the expense of genuine market women. I wish to state clearly that these claims are not true. The protest appears to have been motivated by some of our women whose names didn't make the list of those who were invited to Calabar for the empowerment exercise. The arrangement was for only 50 market women from each local government area to attend. However, due to misinformation, more than 120 market women from Obanliku, cutting across party lines, traveled all the way to Calabar, and a few Calabar-based women also attended, expecting to participate. It's a long read. I feel like this is the.
I want to reach out to I'm reaching out to my calculator now. So we have 50 women from each local government, and we have 18 local governments in Cross River State. That would be 900 participants, and
so
we had
how come
5,000 participants, and all these 5,000 participants, mind you, were clothed in the regalia.
Okay.
So
how did they get it?
Where's
how did they got the materials and all of that? So
I'm lost.
No.
Because an average market woman...
If the target was 900 people, how come
over
5,000 people got that fabric, and they did not expect to see 5,000 people there?
I like to believe that an average market woman would not want to use the money that they have to get clothing for a particular empowerment exercise, something that they may not use at the end of the day. And also, that market woman would rather divert that money into her own well-being and her family's well-being. So what would have made it look real is if you see real market women coming for these empowerment exercises. Even in the videos, you saw women that were very, very well clothed, adorned properly, and then it was looking like a facade to start with, because you are calling market women. 5,000, you said 50 people from each local government, and you said 900, right? And then more than these 900 are here. There's something.
Where are they coming from?
Okay, we have a message here. It says, my name is Mercy from Owanche. It makes people lose confidence in government programs because they begin to feel because they begin to feel that everything has already been decided before the event even starts. When ordinary market women hear that people who are not traders benefited instead, many of them will stop showing interest in future programs. They will feel that they do not matter, and no matter how hard they work, they will not qualify. They will still be overlooked.
Yeah.
And this is from Mercy from Uwanse. We have another message here from Umor. Umor is texting from Palm Street. It says, "Good morning, presenters. Trust is built when people see fairness. If real market women are left out of the program created for them, it sends the message that connections matter more than they need. The average woman who wakes up at dawn to sell in the market will feel disappointed and abandoned. Over time, people will start seeing government empowerment programs as political events rather than genuine efforts to help citizens." Now that's the problem. It has already been an established, should I call it an established myth, right? I want to call it a myth that government programs are just political. It's political. If you're not connected or know somebody that knows somebody, there's no how you're going to benefit from those programs.
And it
Because
shouldn't
it's
be
supposed to
so.
fair.
It
These
shouldn't
things
be
are
so.
for citizens. Anybody, and I mean anybody, should be able to walk into an office and pick a form, fill it, and get enrolled
The
in these
easiest way
programs.
governments can achieve this is simple. Okay, go to Mariam Market, for instance. They have a leader, and that leader have in fact, all the shops there, they have landlords, right? So why not go to that place and look at the list they have there and say, this is what we want to work with? Just very simple. Why can't we be sincere to the people who are leading for once, just for once, as low as these, just for once? These are market women that if you see these guys who are
These serious challenges such as low sales, rising costs, and poor access to loans.
Okay.
When they hear that an opportunity meant to support them went to other people, it creates frustration.
Yeah.
They may begin to believe that government only remembers